All right, guys, we got to check out this limited edition Hamilton that my buddy Mimo sent over from Mimo's Jewelry. He actually gifted me this Hamilton watch last year, so big thanks to Mimo for that. I use it every day when I make my notes for doing these videos off to the left side of the desk here. But so here is the pamphlet that comes with it. It comes in a nice little box, comes in this excellent leather rolled thing here, and I'm going to open it up so you can see the watch. But it's a Hamilton Schott collaboration khaki pilot, and then of course there's going to be tons of leather here going on. There's an open look at what the presentation is going to look like. Spoiler alert, right? So this company is in New York, and they have some serious history with leather jackets, and definitely working with Harley Davidson and a bunch of other brands as well. But they make some excellent USA made leather products, among other things. So I'll put a link to their website in the description, as well as the Hamilton information from Mimo's site. So let's try to get this thing out of the pouch here. It's kind of tucked away really neat, so we can move this out of the way. And the smell, oh my, you know, like when we get these really nice leather straps and the leather is just so good smelling. Imagine that times 1,000, because you have that excellent leather shell that it's wrapped in is just so good. And then of course this strap is also going to be manufactured by them in New York City. So excellent package altogether. You know, Hamilton was traditionally a USA made product. You know, it has tons of history, and Schott still is USA. But I think them working together is just really cool. So limited edition, it is an actual limited edition. There is 1,892 of these. This is the part number here. If you want to get it, it'll be in the description, or you can pause it and write it down right here. I'm not going to say it. There's the retail hang tag on it, $1,145. There could potentially be discounts with this. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not sure what they're actually selling for, but you can see there's a really good rich green color to the dial, and then a little bit of green tint to the printed on indices and numbers, and everything is printed on. There's no applied indices here. So very cool handset. That's that like pilot handset that is very cool with Hamilton. So they kind of, you can see one throughout the other when it's skeletonized. The size of the watch, it is a larger one, which is, you know, more traditional with a pilot watch. It's 46 millimeter case, and it definitely looks like it because, you know, your crystal, your sapphire crystal goes almost right to the edge. So your dial is very big. It's going to have tons of wrist presence. 52.4 millimeter lug to lug. You can see those brushed side lugs there, turned down nicely. Crown there, also polished. Weird thing with this too is it's a screw down crown. I didn't think they did that on any of the pilot ones, so we'll talk more on that in a second. But 12.5 millimeter thick with that slightly domed sapphire crystal that's adds some distortion, as you can see when you get into angles. 22 millimeter lug width there, and then just a superb leather, nice H clasp here, sewn in keeper, and then a floater keeper, and then of course you have a display case back showing the H30. The newer, you know, Hamilton movement, the H30, which is an 80-hour power reserve, but beats a little bit slower. Pretty reliable movement. Every time I've thrown one on the time grapher, they perform amazing. Most Swiss-made movements do, though. But you're also going to get the 20 bar water resistance because of the screw-down crown. And it says it's labeled limited edition, and it's actually numbered. This is number 284 of 1,892. Please, everybody, when you're going to make a watch and it's going to be limited edition, number it on the back like that for us. We love that, right? So, you know, you unscrew it, the first position, you're going to get a nice wind to it. Second position, you could set your day and your date. We're not going to do that. Last position, nice click, very solid crown. You're going to get a hack on it, and you're going to be able to set the time. And with the skeleton hands, that's what I'm talking about right there. They line up perfectly, and you can see it's like fully done. It's pretty cool the way that's done. Also, what it does is if you look at the hour hand, now when it's pointing towards 5, you can see the 5 in its skeleton part. So very slick. And you can see the day of the week there with the skeleton of the minute. So pretty cool feature. I really like that Hamilton handset on these. You know, I did have that day-date automatic, and I sold it. Like, I sell a lot of watches, guys, but, you know, sometimes I end up rebuying them and all that stuff. It's just, I get people ask me all the time why I sold something, and was it because I didn't like it or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It's just, it's a constant rotation in the channel, guys. So, but this guy is just phenomenal. And being that it's a limited edition, just, it really adds to it. I don't want to put too much stress on the leather, because I want somebody else to do that, the owner of this, when they buy it. But I'll try to give you a representation of what it looks like on my 7 1/4 wrist. I feel like it would wear really good. I know it's 46 mil. You can't get around the fact that it's a 46 millimeter watch, but because of the style of watch, it's appropriate, and it's gonna wear good. There's no hot spots or anything like that. It doesn't dig in. It just sits on the wrist really good. Hamilton definitely does a good job with that with their larger watches. And then the polishing, I can try to zoom in here and we'll get you a better look. The polishing and the brushing is just superb. I mean, excellent polish, and the brushing, the transition or lack of transition is just a defined line. It is so clean. You can see that dial layout there. It's just well done. Brilliant color. That's a good representation of it there. Brushed handset. It's going to play with the light a lot. And then, of course, you have the display case back. Always nice to see your automatic movement doing its thing. Yes. Hamilton rotor. So, the only thing I didn't check out is I didn't check out the Lume on it. So we can do that together. I'm going to give it a little blast with the UV light here, so we can get the full effect. Because, you know, some of the Hamiltons I've had in here don't necessarily perform amazing in the Lume department. Now, I mean, like I said, I cheated a little bit. I gave it a little bit of blast, but that thing is crazy bright. And there's so much real estate there. I mean, it's like reading a clock on the wall. It's definitely bright. So I can see Hamilton seems like they're stepping it up with a lot of their watches. You know, we got the screw down crown, so we got the water resistance. We have an excellent dial layout, and the hands are awesome. And then you have a decent applied Lume there, plus limited edition and actually numbered. These are all good things, guys. And then a collab with a, you know, a world-class USA-made leather, handcrafted, all that good stuff. They're known for mostly, I think, their leather jackets, but they have a ton of other products. Like I said, go click on it and just look around. They're, I don't want to say a pricey side, but you're definitely paying for what you're getting, I think, when you look at the Schott lineup. And then it's kind of the same thing with Hamilton. You know, their price points are very manageable. They're good, but sometimes there's discounts on top of there too. So hit up Mimo if you're interested in this watch or any of the Hamilton lineup. Hit them up and tell them I sent you, and I'm sure you guys can strike a deal that it's going to be good for both the buyer and the seller. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks, Mimo, for loaning this guy in. I'll catch you guys on the next vid.